Hey, folks, welcome to the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series 7-hour race at Willow Springs International Raceway. My name is Bill Strong.
And I am Brian Belansky.
And there we go. We are live here today for a 7-hour endurance race. It is absolutely beautiful out there. No wind. It's probably in the lower 60s outside. And beautiful day for a race. Let me make sure we've got sound going across.
ChampCar.Live, presented by AutoZone. 65 degrees right now at Willow Springs. We're supposed to get to 83 today. And 100% humid. No, I'm just kidding. We don't get humidity here in California. Just teasing all of our friends at Autobahn because I know there's humidity there. Getting ready to get the cars going. They're actually just going on the racetrack for their reconnaissance laps. We are 8 minutes from the start of this race here. We're going to go 7 hours today, and we are going to have a darned tootin' good time doing it, right, Bill?
Yes, we are. We've got some new stuff. Brian, being in the radio industry, has given me a ton of, things I'm doing wrong.
No. I didn't say wrong.
No, he said
there's some ways that you could do things to make it easier for
and
you.
Better and stuff. So we've added some things as the cars leave pit lane. And
I see. The most important thing to my OCD self is that corner 9 is corner 9.
Yes. Yes.
I don't have to explain that.
Yeah, part of that, we had some updates yesterday. We didn't want to do the updates live during the race because it's hard enough for me to just hit enter.
But we had a good time.
Yes.
And what a great end to the race. I mean, slightly anticlimactic because of our little full course yellow in the last hour.
Yeah.
But it did make a little bit of intrigue. And I actually think that full course yellow kind of put the kibosh on the benefits to zoom, kaboom strategy.
Yeah.
And but yeah, we had a good time. And the racing was fantastic. And even with a smaller field, it was cool because we really got a chance to talk about every team that was in the race yesterday. And that's sometimes when you have 100 cars, somebody gets left out.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they aren't happy about it. And they probably hear about it.
No.
But we were happy to be able to talk about everybody yesterday, and it was fun. So we've got, I think, everybody who made it with us yesterday. I don't know if the Nuffer Cluckin.
Oh, yeah.
They had a big kaboom. They went boom, boom, kaboom,
Yes.
zoom, kaboom at the end of the race. So I'm not sure if they were able to fix their problem. We'll find out here in just a few minutes. We will be...
if that car is too loud leaving, let me know in the chat, please, guys. We've got an external microphone outside. To us, it sounds good, but if to you guys, if it's too loud and you can't hear us, either that's a good thing or a bad thing. And the microphone's still attached, right?
That would be something.
Let me go look.
We put a little microphone so we can get some of the track sound out there today, and that's always fun to hear. So it also adds a little ambiance to the broadcast. So our car's out now, just getting ready to go through, getting ready to get to the top of the hill. Oh, on the backstretch. I missed them all. I was so busy looking and being enthralled with turn 9 on the Flagtronix that they drove right past me. So, coming up on...
Why am I not seeing the cars going around the track? Are you seeing the cars going around the track?
Got to do a little refresh. So, coming up on 4 minutes before we hit the green flag here, doing our first reconnaissance lap. We're going to get the cars are going to come through here one more time. I think it'll be one more lap.
I'm not.
We're working on some getting the Flagtronix working here. In the meantime, the team Roto Pluker's team was a Mazda RX-7. They were the victors yesterday after 8 hours. And they talked to them after the race, and they were really the last half of the race realizing, wow, we went out really fast and we're using a whole ton of fuel. And they ended up having to go into major fuel conserve mode for the last 4 hours of yesterday's race. And in the end, they made it work and were able to get to the finish line first here. So they're going to go out and try to do it again today. 7 hours today versus 8. And I'm looking forward to talking with Bill here a little bit to see how that 1 hour difference might change the fuel strategy for these teams and the pit strategy, and to see, whether or not doing that short, that fuel saving mode like Zoom Kaboom did yesterday will be advantageous for them, or if there's a different complete strategy because it's an 8-hour or 7-hour race and not an 8-hour race. And I'm sure Scott from Zoom Kaboom will come up probably and talk to us about that, and we'll see what his thoughts were. Like we said, another beautiful day here at Willow Springs. Very unlike the normal temperatures that we have at Willow Springs. Normally in June it can be well above 100 degrees, and that can be problematic. But today and yesterday, I mean, it couldn't be better weather out here. This feels more like March at Willow Springs or late October at Willow Springs than it does feeling like it's June. So. And that said, the forecast for Tuesday, I think, is back up above 100 degrees. So, yeah, back up into the high 90s, almost 100 degrees on Tuesday. So, good news for folks out here this weekend, not having to deal with those extreme temperatures. And there's a reason why the folks who race out in Southern California regularly don't usually race between September and June, and that's because of these high temperatures. Between June and September, it's because we normally get these wicked high temperatures, and we just don't like doing it. We want to spend our September, our June and July and August in the comforts of our air-conditioned homes. So. Our pack now is coming down through turn 5 and now turn 6 for the final time before we go green here. The pace car should step off and step into the onto pit lane here in very short order, and then at that point in time we will be ready to get these cars going. What's that? All right, we understand that we don't have the Flagtronix working, but we think we've identified the problem. Bill is in major fix-it mode, so we should have that up and running here shortly. In the meantime, you're stuck with me. We'll give you as best a play-by-play as we can here for the first couple of laps while we get that all taken care of. We'll get that up and running, and it'll be nice to see that today. And we had fun watching it yesterday. I had fun watching the actual Flagtronix beacons, which I had here all day yesterday, and they worked just as advertised. It's showing yellow right now, and as soon as we go green, it'll turn green. So pretty cool to see that as we go. And now our Flagtronix is up, working as it looks like it should. And we have a green flag here at Willow Springs. Getting ready to see these cars head down to the first corner for the first time. Team Roto Pluker took the lead here early, and they will lead the cars through 2A. Once they go through 2A, it's a big uphill trudge to get to turn 4. The 3-4 complex, the most technical bit on this racetrack. There is definitely a right way and a wrong way to do it. We've seen all different types of lines, some proper, some creative, some flat out wrong. But that's what you get, especially over the course of a 7-hour race like we've got today. Roto Pluker is in first, and now it looks like the Team Honda research cars made a move for the lead here. So they're going to take the lead here coming out of turn 4, heading down to turn 5. And it does look like the Zoom Kaboom car is also in third place, a little bit higher up than it was yesterday. We'll see when they come across start-finish here shortly whether or not all of the cars that we had yesterday were able to take the start today. I will know that here in just a short order. Now the team's coming down through turn 7, heading towards 8 and into that big right-handed sweeper that is a lot faster than most people understand. It is pretty cool. We have more of the Flagtronix beacons working today than we did yesterday, and it looks like we have full course coverage on this, so really pretty awesome to see this thing working and working as it is intended to. Here comes your leaders now down the front straight for the end of the first lap. It looks like it's going to be Team Honda Research. That is that car there that is crossed, followed by Roto Pluker. The next place car across the line is Zoom Zoom Kaboom, followed by the Honda Civic of Tangerine Dream. Now that's an interesting car. That car spent probably say 3.5 hours or so in the paddock yesterday. They blew a head gasket. They yanked off the head, put a new head gasket on, came back out with about 2.5 hours to go to test the car to have it ready for today. They finished last yesterday because of that delay. Today they're running in third. So that's a battle. Second and third, Zoom Zoom Kaboom and Tangerine Dream is there, and that is a class battle, both Class A cars. It looks like, I don't know that our race hero needs one more lap to update. I think we probably turned it on before in the middle of the lap. So we'll let that circulate through one more time and reorder the cars, because I am not certain that Petroholic is our lead car at the moment. But maybe I'm wrong. Okay. It's also possible that my eyes are not working like they should, which is actually more likely than not. All right, here comes our leaders completing the second race lap of the day. All right, and the Tangerine Dream car just moved past Zoom Zoom Kaboom on the main straight going into turn 1, checking to see if they maintain that lead. They did, so they now have about a 3-car lengths lead over the Zoom Zoom Kaboom car as they come through 2A and now head up the hill towards turn 3 and 4. So yesterday, Zoom Zoom Kaboom implemented a strategy that kept them slow and steady through the whole day, with the idea to be able to skip a pit stop, essentially. And our pit stops here are 5 minutes long, about 2.5 laps. So if you can do one less pit stop than everyone else on the racetrack, that is a huge advantage. As long as you're not so far behind by having to go low and slow, to be able to only be 2.5 laps behind at the end of the race. And we'll see if that's the same thing that they're going to let happen today. It almost worked perfectly yesterday until the final the only yellow flag came out with about 45 minutes left in the race for a big oil cleanup, and we're watching that to see if that's the same thing that's happening today. So it looks to me, Bill, like Team Nuckenfutz did not get the car put back together for this morning. Now, I don't know if they're going to try to join the race late or not, or if they went home. But they did go kablooey yesterday in the final hour of the race. Caused about a 20-minute yellow flag condition so that we could get it cleaned up here. And it does appear that that car is not with us today. It also appears that the Hall & Oates Ford Mustang is not with us today. So those are two cars we had yesterday that are not on the racetrack at this point in time. So Petroholic Racing, the Ford Mustang, that is our race leader at the moment. Second place is Tangerine Dream. That's the Honda Civic. Zoom Zoom Kaboom, they are in third. Team Honda Research West, they were the second-place car yesterday. They are currently in fourth. Fetterhund Motorsports in Class C is out there. They've completed 3 laps. They have a story to talk about. We'll talk about that because Bill knows it better than I do. We'll talk about their story here in just a little bit. But that's a pretty interesting story, kind of a story of trying to, overcoming obstacles, let's say. But they're out here circulating this morning, and that is car number 528. Renegade Motorsports, that's a great story. They're a team from Bakersfield Community College. The first ever race was yesterday. They completed all 8 hours. We'll talk about them throughout the day as well. And then finally, yesterday's race winner, Roto Pluker Racing. They're bringing up the rear this morning, starting in 7th place. Maybe they're just taking it easy because they worked really hard yesterday, and there's a long 7 hours ahead of us. So 6 hours and 52 minutes to be exact. And we will see what happens. It looks as though our master of disaster, our technical guru, our guy, our eye in the sky, or as this case may be, has fixed our issues here on Flagtronix.
Maybe.
It looks good to me. It looks good to me.
So, yeah, David's Flagtronix is working flawless.
Yes.
Mine's not exactly perfect here. We've still got a couple of numbers that we've got to mismatch on, but I'll figure out how to fix it.
Yeah, but it looks great, and it's working, and yeah. So anyway.
So today we're going to be able to see the let me tell you, I got a little distortion in my voice there, it seems like. Today we're going to be able to see the pit lane times.
Oh, nice.
So we should be able to tell how long they've been in pit lane. You can see their miles per hour as well as they're going. So a couple of cars there doing 85 miles an hour down a back street. 9680 is actually... Where is that?
9680 should be Petroholic Racing. That should be number 19.
Okay.
That should be your lead car.
19, you said? Huh?
9630 is 395 Renegade.
395. Okay.
So essentially what's happening, folks, is I'm guessing that's the transponder number that we're seeing.
Sort of,
so
yes. It's an ID.
We have to tell the Flagtronix system which ID corresponds with which car, so it shows up right on our display here. And so we're trying to do that. A couple of them
I see what's happening. Maybe not.
Bill sees what's happening, which means he'll fix it for us.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's not working.
Okay. All right, so Tangerine Dream has opened up a 3.8-second lead over their class competitor, Zoom Zoom Kaboom, and that's here on the 5 laps into the race. 5 laps, 9 minutes in, which means we've got 6 hours and 50 minutes. 6 hours and 56 minutes, 50 minutes remaining. We're getting everything going here as we get going. Hall & Oates now has joined the race, so they started a few laps down here because, well, I don't know why, but they're now on the track here this morning and getting going here. That's a 1996 Ford Mustang. So they've now joined the fight. And like I said, I'm pretty sure Nuck and Futz Racing will not be with us today after they blew up yesterday, which I'll be perfectly honest with you, since I got through all of yesterday without messing that up and getting us in sort of YouTube. No, that's the last time I'm going to say them today. If we want to talk about that team anymore, you're going to have to do it. We made it through all of yesterday without me getting sent to YouTube jail. Yeah, we made it through yesterday without me getting put into YouTube jail, and by messing up their name and dropping an F-bomb. So good, we got through that. Don't have to worry about it anymore. So those of you watching from home on the YouTube channel, what you're seeing is the Flagtronix flag GPS system that we use here in Champ Car. And it's really pretty cool. It's real time. All the cars have a GPS little module in it. And that's setting it up 23,000 some miles into geosynchronous orbit, and then back down to us here at Willow Springs so that we can track those cars on the racetrack. You see the flag stations around in green right now. The reason they're in green is because they're all showing green flags, or no flag at all, as we like to call it here in road racing. But if there were a full course yellow or any local yellows, you would see it there on your screen. And you would also see any other of the different flag conditions that we would use, whether it be a debris flag or a black flag or whatever the situation might be. That would pop up on our screen here. What's also really cool about the module inside the cars is that that module is showing the drivers that it's green flag right now, and if it changes, that module in the car will change to yellow or black or whatever color is appropriate for that particular moment. The other thing that's cool about it is that they can send a message to an individual car's module. So if one car has done something naughty and needs to come in and see the boss, we can show a black flag on that module, and then they can come in and do that thing. So it's really a beefy and well put together system, and I've been really impressed with how it's worked all weekend.
So we have a little blue square around our leader right now, which is 37.
Nice.
Oh, wait, 19 is our leader, isn't it? Sorry, I just got corrected by everybody in the room. Oh, that's right, yeah. So our winner yesterday has a 2-lap handicap, 3-lap handicap. So he got, yeah, so 2 laps for the win and then 1 lap. So, yeah.
Oh, so is that how it works every weekend? So
just the weekend, but it doesn't carry on to the next race. So we used to have it where it carried on to the next race.
Okay.
But so if you won Sunday, you got discounted
the next race. Right. So Roto Pluker really is the leader on the track, but they're not the leader on the timing and scoring because...
Well, they're... Yes, but we just...
they
left
pit lane ahead
of everybody.
Right.
Once the race starts, no, they're back.
Got it, okay.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that team was won by 3 laps yesterday.
Yeah.
So is it a 2-lap? Is it set at 2 laps, or is it because they won by 2 laps that's why they were 2 laps today?
What was that again? Ask David.
So they won by 2 laps yesterday.
There's an additional 1-lap penalty, so if they were on the same lap, they'd still start 1 lap down.
Got it. So if they had won by 5 laps, they would have had a 6-lap penalty today. Got it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So what happened, folks, is that Roto Pluker won by 2 laps yesterday. So their penalty today for the start is 2 laps plus a lap. That's a pretty awesome system. So now we've got to watch them come around and lap the field again twice and see if they can get back to the lead. I love this. All these little layers of the onion in Champ Car that I'm learning this weekend that I didn't know.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to update some of the data here. And
do your thing. I want to wish all the fathers out there happy Father's Day. I'm at the racetrack here with my kid this weekend, and would not like to be anywhere else on Father's Day. And with the kid here, it makes it perfect. So happy Father's Day to all of the dads out there. And all the dads here, I'm guessing we've got some folks that might be listening on their phones as we do our broadcast today. So happy Father's Day to everybody.
So basically your wife said, I don't want the kid, you take the kid with you.
Essentially. So.
As my wife would say, get them out of the house.
All right, car number 19, Petroholic Racing, is our race leader at the moment. They have a 35-second lead over second place. Team Tangerine Dream, and then we've got Team Honda Research is in third place. Zoom Zoom Kaboom, that's the other A-class car. They're now in fourth, and they're now fallen back. I'm going to have to do a little math here in my head, 11, 12, 13 seconds from their class competitors. I'm just going to venture a guess this morning, Bill, is that they're trying to utilize pretty much the same strategy because I know there's a lot more speed in that number 184 car than they're showing. And so we'll find out, I'm sure, as the day goes on. Feder Hund Motorsports, they are the C-Class car. They were not with us yesterday, or they tried to be with us yesterday, had a mechanical problem. Once Bill gets organized and is happy with all of our stream, he's going to jump in here and give us that entire story.
So what am I doing?
Feder Hund, the C-Class car that went to Daytona.
Oh, yes. Are they out there now?
Yes, they are out there, and they've completed 7 laps.
So basically, they went all the way to Daytona, blew up fairly quickly. They're from an Arizona team, and it was really sad because they put a lot of work into this. The whole family came out to Daytona, and just bad luck, First race with the car, bad luck. They tow all the way back home. You could see their postings on Facebook. They're just, we tried, whatever. And then they come here, and yesterday we don't see them on track. Got a clutch issue. And come to find out, I think it was the slave cylinder failed.
Right.
Was it the slave cylinder or the master cylinder? One of them failed, and their replacement one was incorrect, and it overextended stuff inside. The rod overextended, and they had basically failed. So this morning, or we talked to them, man, just go out there. We have no C-Class cars, so just go out there. Just push the car around and get a lap in it, and you'll win C-Class. And because they were going to pack up and go home yesterday. Yeah. And they're out there, man.
Out there.
I told them, I said, you don't need a clutch to shift if you do it right. Just learn how. But remember that fact about people not driving sticks all the time?
Yeah.
So maybe they ended up fixing it and getting it. And it wasn't as bad as they thought it was, maybe.
Could be. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Or they took it into town and had.
No, it was sitting under the cover when we got here this morning.
Had somebody work on it all night.
Sometimes when you just let it sit overnight, kick it a few times, swear at it. Swearing fixes everything.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, Rotopluker is push starting. So they still have the clutch issue, but I guess they can switch. They can shift gears. Okay, if they stop, they can't.
Right. I understood that they had no first gear, so maybe they had to start it and
That's
then
a BMW. They have enough torque to take off from fourth gear, don't they?
I would think so. Definitely second.
By watching these BMWs on the track, especially the East Coast ones, those guys have so much power, they could take off in 6.
I'm not quite sure it's that much power.
BMWs.
Well, whatever the case is, they are in 5th place.